Hello dear fashion bosses, welcome to today's class. So this is the cuts out from the live class we had. We use the green lining as our pattern. So I've used it to cut the main fabric, which happens to be the lace, okay, and the African print fabric. So I have my interfacing, wording, stay, and paper stay. Those are what I'm going to be using as my padding for the bust. So I'll just keep this aside. If you've not seen the video, please check the channel. It was a live class. You'll see how we drafted that. So right about now, we are going to draft the back panel. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, we are drafting the lining and the main fabric together at the same time. Okay, so first of all, start by rolling a starting line, which of course you already know is a first procedure here if you are very conversant with this channel. So after drafting the starting line, I'm sorry, I didn't quite know this part was not showing properly. So I chalk my bust points and then the length of the my bust points, the length of the half bodies, and then 2 inches for seam allowance. I didn't take the under bust yet. I've not taken the under bust yet, so it's just the bust points and the length of the half length. Okay, the half length is 2 inches. That's what I've imputed, and this is the bust points. Okay, the half length is 16 inches thereabout, and then 2 inch seam allowance. So after doing that, we are going to measure our back line, our back measurement divided by 2. Okay, I bring that down, and then I will mark our armhole line. That is what I'm doing right about now. Okay, the back panel doesn't often have so much paparazzi, so that's our armhole line. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to take our neck circumference, our neckline, which of course will be 3 inches width or 3.5 inches width, and the depth is going to be 2 inches. Okay, I'm sorry this part isn't showing, but thank God I'm explaining. And then 1 inch for shoulder slope. These are just basic bodies, so you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, I connect the 1 inch shoulder slope to the neck line. Okay, so we're going to impute our circumferences. But before doing that, we need to take that line. So I come down by 9 inches from the shoulder line. Okay, that is where our dart for the back is going to start from. And then I come to the bust. I take my bust span divided by 2. Hey guys, I've forgotten we've not allocated allowance for the zippers. Pardon me. So I'm just imputing 2 inches for a zip allowance, and then we are going to extend this line. So we're extending our shoulder line right now by 2 inches. Okay, because we've taken off 2 inches for the zipper allowance. And then we'll also extend the shoulder line on the upper part by 2 inches, on this chest line by 2 inches, and then we are going to connect. Okay, so these lines right now are no longer useful. We now have a new armhole line, and then I correct my neck depth and neck width. Okay, and then I retake my shoulder slope of 1 inches and then connect it back to the neck line. Okay, so after doing all of that, we are going to impute our circumferences. Well, first of all, take our darts. Okay, so on that line, I do my nipple divided by 2, 8 divided by 2, 4, and then I mark on 4.5, and then I'll connect. So on the M line, okay, which is the length of the half bodies, I'm going to take ½ inch on both sides, and then I'll connect it into my darts, my nipple to nipple line, which happens to be the darts leg. I'm going ahead right now to curve my armhole. The back doesn't have any paparazzi. It's just basic body. If you are conversant with not a drafting of basic body, you don't have a problem. It's just basic body. So right about now, I'm going to impute my bust divided by 4 plus 3 inches seam allowance. My have my waist circumference divided by 4 plus the allowance we took for the dart, which is 1 inches plus 3 inches seam allowance. Okay, and then I impute the same, I replicate the same on this allowance or seam allowance line. Okay, and then we are going to connect. So guys, kindly pardon me if I'm not flowing very well right now. I'm pretty tired. Okay, so after doing that, we're just going to go ahead. So we'll come to this waistline and then we are going to minus 1 inch so that we'll not have bulge around the zippers area. So on that 1 inch, I'll connect it to the neckline. Okay, so on the waistline, we minus 1 inch from that zippers allowance area. Okay, you see how I connected with a slant, and then I'm going to replace that 1 inch on this part of the outfit so that we don't run short of fabric, and then I connect it into a measurement. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead to cut it out. It's very simple, guys, just basic bodies. Basic bodies, basic darts, and all that. Nothing serious. So I'm cutting out the 1 inch we took off on the zippers area to prevent the zippers bulge. So I'm cutting my neckline right about now. I'm going down to the shoulder slope and then cutting it out. I'm going to take out this dart. I'm going to take it out and then we are going to restitch when stitching. Okay, if you don't want to cut it out, you can just pick it up and sew just the way we sew our regular darts. Okay, but I do cut it out in some outfits. Okay, so I'm just chucking the fabric to differentiate the back from the right side of the fabric. So I pick it up this way. If you want, you can infuse paper stay on the fashion fabric, which is the African print, and on your lining piece. Okay, so you see one lining for one back piece, the other lining for the other back piece. Okay, so you pick it up this way and then you stitch your darts, you close your darts. You do the same to the main fabric. Okay, that's how to close the darts. So if you didn't cut it out, that is the same thing you will also do if you have to pick it up and stitch. So either one, whichsoever one that works for you is what you should do. So I'm just trying to pin before stitching. So when I'm not stitching now, for the benefit of this tutorial, I first of all pin and then place the lining, right part of the lining facing the right part of the fabric, and this is how you are going to stitch. After picking your darts, you place the lining on the fabric and stitch that way. Okay, you do the same to the other piece. So this is the front panel. Okay, I have infused my fusibles and then I've joined it just like we join a regular bustier, but I also placed my lacing on the fabric. These things are not new, guys. Okay, these things are not new, so that's why I didn't bother showing all of this. You see the bust is sitting, is I mean the bust is beautiful. So there is something I did. Okay, I didn't sew this part. I left it so that it would be easy for us to turn our lining. Okay, I've done this tutorial severally on this channel, how to turn lining with when you have this type of sewing method and lacing and all of that. We have various videos on it on this channel. Okay, so I place my lining this way. Okay, I pull in the lace. Okay, I pull it inward, and then I place my lining. The lining does not have the illusion part. It's only the lace that has the illusion. Okay, so I pull it inward, and then I place my lining to meet with the illusion parts of the main fabric on the inside. Okay, and then we are going to stitch. Okay, stitch the neckline, the sweetheart area, you stitch the side. Okay, you stitch the side this way, and then you do the same to the other side. Okay, you do the same to the side. Once you are done stitching, you will then turn it inside out. Okay, you notch first and then turn. So this is the back panel I have sewn and turned. This is what it is looking like, guys. Okay, so this is the skirt. I've already gone ahead to draft, turn and sewn. Okay, this is the zipper allowance. Okay, so I'm going to sew my zipper allowance by 1.5 inch. Okay, so that I have it as one piece right about now. So this is the back panel. You join the upper bodies to the lower bodies. Okay, you join the upper bodies to the lower bodies to give you a one piece. This is the front panel of the skirt. So basically, guys, this part we are doing is the reason why I am doing this tutorial video. Okay, placing of this lace on your skirts. Okay, we've done for the upper bodies. This is for the skirt parts, and then placing using the bias on it. This is the main reason why we are doing this video, because every other thing we are doing, we've already had them in various videos on this channel. Okay, so I've drafted my skirts. So I use one part of the skirt of the front panel to cut the lace. Okay, the lace is just one part. It's just like using half part of your skirt to cut the lace. That is basically what I did. Okay, so because the lace is extremely stretchy, like I mentioned in our live class, is this bridal shanty kind of net. Okay, so I have to use the hemming glue to hold it down in place first. Okay, but if you don't have hemming glue, just place the lace on your front panel of your skirt, and then you run a stitch on it. But because the lace or the net is very stretchy, I like to hold it down with my hemming glue. Okay, I held it down with my hemming glue. I place the hemming glue on the Ankara piece and then place the lacing on it. As you can see, I'm using other fabric to cover it before transferring the heat from the iron on it. You get why? Okay, just follow the instruction. Okay, so once I was done, I brought the lining of the skirt and then I placed on the lacing parts. Don't forget, the lacing and the front panel of the skirt, which is the Ankara, have become one piece. So I place my lining this way, just the same way we use our lining to turn, and then I'm going to sew, but I'm sewing on just this one part, which is the side seam, the side part of the skirt. I'm sewing on this one part first. Okay, and then I turned the lining inward, and then we're going to continue working on the netty lace. Okay, so this is the bias I am using. Is a velvet bias, but a shiny one. So this bias, as you saw, you can see the style, okay, on the, as the, what do you call it, the peep. The style is there. See, this bias is on the middle of the dress, from the neckline down to where the dress ends. So this is how to place it, guys. I first of all pin down my lacy net to my Ankara piece, on the center part this way. I will also use hemming glue to hold it down because the net is extremely stretchy and silky. So I have to use hemming glue to hold it down at various points, okay? But before doing that, this is our upper bodies. As you can see, is looking already and neatly done, okay? So the bustier is beautiful. I did not use bra cup for this, so but you see how beautiful it is looking. So I'll first of all join my upper bodies to my skirts to make it a dress, okay? So I have joined, and this is what it is looking like after using my lining to turn the front panel of the skirts. So I use my lining to turn the skirts after attaching my netty lace to the front panel. Okay, so once you've achieved all of the step, the lace right now is on the middle of the dress, this front panel. So I'm going to place my hemming glue on the middle of the dress, which happens to be the part where the netty lace is. Okay, is on the middle. How do you know the middle? Is to fold your skirt part into two and iron it. When you iron it, it's going to give you that get some kind of line, okay? So that will enable that that is where the middle of the skirt is, and it is that point the net lace got to, okay? So I place the hemming glue, and then I place the bias. The bias is 1 inch and the hemming glue is 1 inch, so it covered it well. So I make sure that it is sitting on the middle, okay? So 1/2, the bias is 1 inch, so 1/2 inch to the right, 1/2 inch to the left, okay? So it is sitting well on the middle. So I place a fabric on it, another fabric on it. I'm going to use that fabric to iron it, okay? I'm going to use that fabric to gum the bias to the fabric, okay? Just watch what I'm doing. So once I am sure that it is properly positioned on the middle, I'm going to use my iron to hold it down before stitching. It is very important. If you do not hold it down and you went ahead to stitch, it will give you a bit of trouble, okay? So you first of all use your bias to hold down. Pick up the dress and look at it very well to be sure that it is sitting on the middle. So at this point, if it is not sitting on the middle after using your hemming glue to hold it down, you can pull it, gently pull it and reposition it, okay? But if you just go ahead to stitch on it, it's going to stress you by the time you want to start loosening, okay? And it may cause a bit of, it may harm the netty fabric. It is difficult to lose a lace or such netty fabric. You may end up using your razor or whatever to tear the fabric. So you first of all hold it down with your hemming glue, pick it up and look at it properly to be sure that it is well seated, well positioned and well aligned. If it is not as at the time, pull it off and redo. So I looked at mine and I was sure that it is properly seated. And then you're going to take it to your sewing machine and stitch on the side neatly using a matching thread. So if you look at the style again, this velvet bias, okay, is on the side, okay, towards the armhole area like this, okay. I'm going to also position that using the hemming glue to hold it down before stitching. So I'm going to, from the neckline to the point where you want it to get to. So the one on the the inspirational picture got to somewhere around under the armhole, but the clients didn't want us to get to that way, so I stopped at where you see me stopping right now, using 2 inches apart. Okay, 2 inches from the center front to the left, 2 inches from the center front to the right. That's where I place that. And then you're going to use the same bias to turn the neckline. Okay, you're turning the neckline to the right side, not to the wrong side like we usually use bias to turn. Okay, that is what you should do. I use the same bias to turn the neckline to the right side, okay, and then top stitch on it. That was what I did, okay. So once you're able to achieve all of that, this is the back panel, okay. You bring it, you join your shoulders, you shapen it, and you join the side. You fix your zippers, and your outfit is ready. Hope you were able to learn one or two from this tutorial, and this is the outcome of the dress. Okay, let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to teach again, and I'll see you guys in our next tutorial video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and drop your comments. All right guys, see you guys in our next tutorial video. Bye bye for now.